So, welcome to you fucking change the battery. So welcome to Grumpy Vegan Grandad. My name's Dan, and today we're going to talk about a few things because recently I put out a little request on my community post to request people to give me some ideas of what they wanted me to talk about. So after this first feature, hang around because those of you who did leave comments, I'm going to answer them after this. And even if you didn't leave any comments, stay around because there's some really, really good ideas that I'm going to try and talk about. I may not do them all. We'll see how long it takes to get through some of them. But yeah, really, really cool ideas. So, China. China. As we all know, we're getting maybe towards the end game of the big C. 19. We're getting to the end of it, maybe. And of course, this all kicked off in China. Not blaming China, but it all kicked off in China on this occasion. You would think that China may have learned their lesson. You may have thought they would have learned the lesson. What do I see? This was sent to me by Anti-Vegan Nonsense. You can catch his video up there. Not his video, his channel. And what he showed me was astounding. Astounding. So, I'm going to show you the headline first and tell me what comes into your mind. There's £1 million for the correct answer. What is that? What is that? A 12-story pig farm that they reckon will stop diseases spreading. But what does it remind you of? The fucking Matrix. It's China is building the Matrix. Wow. I mean, diseases can't travel upwards, can they? They can only travel left and right, forwards and backwards, surely. I'm going to show you the video all about this.
At these 7-story so-called hog hotels in China, it's check-in time. But for the guests inside, it's no holiday. This is high-rise pig farming at its most intense. Buildings with lifts and 1,000 pigs per floor. It's an answer to the demand in China for pork as it goes up and up. Beijing is also pushing ahead to modernize the country's farming sector and create wealth in rural areas. Similar hog farms have been tried in Europe of 2 or 3 floors, but many have been abandoned, largely because of public resistance there to large intensive farming. This one in China's Yaji Mountain plans to expand upwards. When it does, it'll have 13 floors, and it'll be the tallest building of its kind. It'll house 30,000 sows by the end of the year, producing more than 800,000 piglets annually, making it the biggest, most intensive breeding farm in the world. Success here could have implications across densely populated land-scarce Asia. Similar farms are already springing up across China and South Korea.
But that's not the only one. There's more. There's more. Now there's this as well. Let's take a look. So the first one we looked at, the 12-story pig farm. Are on the Yaji mountain, which in Chinese means sacred. A few kilometers south of the city of Guizhang in southern China. 12-story pig unit. On each floor we can breed 1,270 pigs. Vice President of Yangjiang, which is the company that built the farm. But in the future, with the design of new buildings, we plan to have 1,300 pigs per floor. Jesus. Yangjiang is one of the Chinese giants of the pork industry, producing about 2 million pigs a year in a dozen farms throughout China. 2 million on a dozen farms. Wow. The Aji mountain site is the largest and most advanced multi-story farming system and will have the capacity to produce around 840,000 pigs a year when the construction is finished. Over the past 2 years, Chinese farmers and consumers have been rocked by pandemic after pandemic. COVID, H1N1 swine flu, I think that's evolved and it's spreading again. It's now slowly spreading to farm workers. African swine fever, which has led to as many as 200 million pig deaths in a year, and a highly pathogenic foot and mouth disease, also in pigs, that vets now say is an epidemic. When was this? Let me just check. September 2020. But here are sky-high standards of biosecurity, sophisticated cleaning and disposal systems. Is this some hope? The answer? I do not think so. I do not think so. So it hasn't taught China a lesson. In fact, it's made them more determined. The second one I've just shown you, the world's largest pig farm rises in China. I don't think it's the same one. This is in Naixiang County, and this is Maiyan Foods. Yeah, Nanyang, China, behind the walls of a hulking industrial compound in rural China. Top pig producer Maiyan Foods Co. Limited is trying to raise more hogs on a single site than any company in the world. A risky investment with deadly African swine fever lingering. Unbelievable. The new farm, which began construction in March and started operations at the first of its 21 buildings in September, epitomises the breakneck pace at which huge industrial hog breeding facilities are replacing small traditional farms, many of which were wiped out by the worst animal disease outbreak in recent history. Wow. We have hit a very favourable period for development. Pig prices are very high, our profits are really good and cash flow is ample. I don't want to read anymore, but just look at the size of that. Unbelievable. It's like a city. It's like a city. Unreal. So they haven't learned the lesson, and I don't care what they say, however biosecure these places are. These viruses breed inside the pigs. These viruses float around in the air. I can just see a big fall coming to all of us. Not good news at all. Not good news. So let's have a look at what you people wanted me to talk about. So I may not do all these, but I'll do as many as I can. I hope they're all here where I can see them. So the vegan vlogger says TikTok and abuse shown for like some sicko from the States is on there setting dogs on a baby calf. Yeah, I saw that. I think it's from a rodeo. See dogs beaten, cats held till they savage their owner. When are they going to ban it? Well, unfortunately, the animal that is TikTok is what happens is they get too big to police, unfortunately. They probably do get banned if enough people report it, but again, it's when something gets so big, these companies can only think about profit, you know. So if they start getting rid of these kind of videos, they're going to lose profits, and we all know that people just worry about profits, these big companies. So the best advice there is just don't go on TikTok. I've deleted it off my phone because I think it's absolute fucking garbage. Really do. Lolly, I would like to hear your advice on dealing with non-vegan family, loved ones. Conversations about veganism can be so uncomfortable for them, more so than me. I don't want to alienate anyone, yet I also find it hard to say nothing. I really admire your interactions with little Cleo about veganism and wonder how it goes down with her parents, etc. I have a little niece and nephew. I feel compelled to bring up the topic gently, obviously, but I feel I'd be overstepping my mark, and my family members may not appreciate it. I don't want to put the little ones in a difficult place, as they have great compassion and would probably be very open to the subject, but the parents not so much. Your insights will be really valuable. Right. Firstly, I would say adult or older family members or loved ones, don't tackle them until you've got all the answers. There's no point in you tackling the subject with them if they're going to say, well, what about crop deaths? And you haven't got the answer. What about the fact that we've eaten meat forever, ancient history, though, all that stuff? Unless you've got all the answers, you're not going to do yourself any favors, because the minute you go, I haven't got an answer for that, is the minute you lose them. So, firstly, I would say learn all about it, learn all the answers, listen to other vegan activists talking about it. Look at Joey, look at Earthling Ed, look at all these guys who give concise answers to all the questions that are put to them, because people want to find holes in why you're doing it because it's alien to them, obviously. So yeah, you need to get the answers, yeah, and then I would say just lead by example. Formulate your answer for why you're vegan to start with, for when they ask the question, you know. Find the answer. If they ask you, well, why have you gone vegan, just get that snap answer, get it down to one sentence, and that's the start. But the rest of it, if you want to engage people and try and talk to them over dinner or when you're out, whatever, you need to be able to answer all the questions. Otherwise, the conversation just dies, because you're just saying, I can't quite answer that, I'll have to research it. Learn it. Learn your craft. Learn your craft. As for little ones, well, I'm not doing anything wrong as far as I can see. nobody can say what I'm doing is wrong, especially with my granddaughter. You can't. I'm only telling the truth. My stepdaughter and her husband have not said anything to me. They haven't said, "Oh, will you please stop saying this, stop saying that." But at the moment, she's too young to understand. I've given her 2 of the VVA, the vegan books. Whether they get read to her or not, I don't know. But when she does start understanding, I will carry on, and I'm just doing it. Just do it. Just do it. What you're doing wrong, you're not doing anything wrong. If it alienates you from your family because you're telling children the truth, so be it. So be it. This is the way it's got to be, you know? This is the way it's got to be, because if you think about those billions of animals suffering, a couple of family members not talking to you is not really a big deal, is it? You know what I mean? I hope that helps anyway. Chickpea sarnie. The discussion around what's practicable, and possible. I just say practical, me. I don't say that practicable. It's just a bullshit middle-class word. Whatever's practical and possible when talking about the definition of veganism, such as debates around the COVID vaccine, avoid animal testing, palm oil, etc. Well, practical and possible means personal to you. Leather sofa back there. Leather here, another sofa here, leather. Vegans might tell me I should dump them, get rid of them, sell them. It's not practical for me. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use them until they're worn out, until I'd naturally get rid of them, and then I will seek to buy a vegan alternative. The COVID vaccine. Well, there's a lot in life that is not vegan. Car tyres, mobile phones. There's some things that as a society we can't do without. And it's just one of those things that technology will find replacements if we get to a future where the whole of society becomes vegan or nearly vegan. Once we get a majority, then they will start looking at alternatives. I mean, look at the £5 notes. We're still got to use them. It's part, it's part of our society. It's just one of those things. And so this is where practical and possible comes in. You do what's practical and possible for you. Sod anybody else, what anybody else says. I don't care. Don't give a shit what other vegans say. Never ever listen to any other vegans if they tell you what you're doing is not vegan. If they're telling you, oh, that toothpaste is not vegan, by the way, fair enough. Go and find one that is. Not a problem. If they tell you stop wearing that leather belt, that's not vegan, just tell them. You know what I mean? I'll wear this until I replace it. You know? Don't let other people influence you. It's whatever's practical and possible to you. Vegan King video responses to the oh right, I did one for Vegan King. That was the guru, the sad guru. Molly Ripley, about how parents don't teach their children where ham and chicken nuggets actually come from. This topic makes me so mad. If children were told the truth about what they're eating, that it's actually a pig or a cow, etc., they wouldn't want to eat it. The world will become vegan a lot faster, in my opinion. Children are the future, and I think they need to know. Well, yeah, of course they do, but unfortunately, that comes with living in a non-vegan world. So, I mean, you could, Molly, if you wanted, go and hand leaflets out at schools, try and get into schools. We're trying to do an action now of finding out how schools deal with vegan children. But unfortunately, yeah, it would be quicker, but we need to get to the parents before we can get to the children. We need to speak to the parents, educate the parents, and hope that the parents will educate the children. But this is going to be a slow burn at the moment because there's still a lot of misinformation about vegan children, unfortunately. For adults, it's all out there. The Game Changers and all the movies and everything, everything's accessible for adults. But unfortunately, it's slowly coming up with the books and everything. Vivi the Super Vegan and Vegan Teacher's Book. It's all slowly coming up in literature. But yeah, maybe we need some vegan cartoons out there. Silence is violence. Go vegan. How can vegans help reduce cruelty to animals that are fed to our pets? What action plans are there? Some will argue there are vegan dog or cat foods, but not all domestic animals' digestive systems can hold it down. Personally, I would say you have to look after that. I wouldn't get a dog in the first place. I would say, yes, rescue a dog, rescue a cat, try them on vegan pet foods, and if it doesn't work, you can't do it. And it's just one of the responsibilities that you're going to have to put up with by being a dog or a cat owner. It's just, that's it. You don't have to take it into consideration when you decide to rescue a cat or a dog from a rescue centre. You're going to have to decide what you're going to do. But you can only try. That's all you can do, try. The vegan vlogger. Any negativity to the fact us vegans are taking over the world? Also, Carney seems to think. The local Facebook to my hometown had some very anti-vegan comments snowball. I had to walk away from it. I'm sure quite a few are on these troll sites. The fact, if I want to eat meat, I will comment. Animals are meant to be eaten. Vegan food is horrible. Well, we're going to do that. And my philosophy is whether they're trolling or not, just treat them as though they want to convert. Because I've always said all along, the people who read what you're saying and take the time to reply, it's in there. It's ticking over, whether they like it or not. It's ticking over in the head. You've planted a seed. Whether that takes 2 months, 2 years, or 2 decades to flourish and make them realise, who cares? It's the people who don't comment and don't say anything and just carry on with the carnage lifestyle is the ones that you're losing. You're never going to get to those people. So I would say the people who are doing all this, either stop going on Facebook if it's doing your head in, or keep putting stuff out there. Just copy and paste stuff. Just copy and paste stuff and keep pasting it. Who cares? Just keep doing it. You will get to them eventually. So yeah, some good questions there. So thank you so much. I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all my new subscribers who've joined me lately. Plenty of videos in the pipeline to come out for you all. Maybe some more reaction ones, dumb answers to dumb questions maybe, where you can all pretend to be trolls and just ask me any bullshit you want about anything. I might do one of them before Christmas. We've got a few things coming up as well as a team with a few other YouTubers, a few collabs coming up. And there's a chat maybe going on Sunday, which I will announce soon, about intersectionalism. Yes, that subject again. So anyway, save the animals, save the planet, save yourself. Go vegan.